Hey, this is Rick Joseph from Prof Talk or PTL. I understand I haven't made so much videos about it because I've been doing anything that's outside just to make my social skills more effective, more better. Trying to make myself have a social life. This is um this is a special episode about forums, and there's certain forums I see that I never respond or create a forum because I believe that to look at things from the outside and look at it just like if I want to give my own 2 cents. There's one forum that I really like that surpasses Yu-Gi-Oh or any other thing, which is called bus forums, like to see like MTA, the private buses and everything else. And when I was younger, I was about like 6 or 7 years old, and we used to have like the 7 private buses, including the MTA at that time. And I look at bus map, trying to find something creative around our neighborhood from Jamaica, Queens, whether it's South Jamaica or Jamaica, which is called downtown Jamaica, Jamaica Estates, and so on. So last I was going on YouTube, look at some of the YouTube videos channels that deal with buses, especially with Caitsith810, and I see a lot of buses like I haven't seen in a while that maybe want to go back to like high school days and even on to middle school days and stuff like that. And I seen a lot of pictures, and I noticed he has his own NYC transfer. I don't know if it's his specifically or a group of people made it for him. So when I look at that form, which is it's nyctransferforms.com, that's in like in 2008. I was just like a guess. I didn't like make an official account or whatever. I just went there just look at pictures, see ideas. Some ideas, I like, and some ideas, I don't like, but I just keep myself, open to more ideas. So as I got older, I tend to look at things like how, especially not only in Queens but also in the Bronx and Manhattan. But my main focus in Queens because we had the private bus, and we've been through times that like buses running 30 minutes during rush hour and stuff like that. Because I'm used to, we were slowly, even though the private buses have been taken over almost a decade ago. No, actually, in fact, above 10 years ago. But still, we have this mindset since the MTA taking over the PBLs. Everything will be much easier. In fact, there's a whole shift. So recently, I see a whole lot of people coming in Jamaica and other busy hubs like Flushing, Long Island City, and so on. And my main thought is that why a lot of people coming back over. So I look at Piney News and he talking about like how Nice Bus came over and talking about like how Nice Bus not doing any funding, cutting out increased private stuff like that, to a point that some people is steering back to Queens or other five boroughs or going back to Suffolk. It depends on what the situation is. So this right here is what I wrote. What I wrote from when I was 7 all the way till now, and my birthday was this Friday, last Friday. So I turned 27. So I've been living in Jamaica for about 20 plus years right now, 20 plus years. So I've seen a big shift from Jamaica since I was 7 all the way till now. Some people when I did the NYC transit forums, I really love I really like doing I want to put my input in forum because I see many forums I'm interested in like Yu-Gi-Oh! Wikia, Power Rangers Wikia, and other forum based stuff. And sometimes I want to do something that, even though they reflect a part of me, but bus is more part of me because not only it reminds me of how I was younger a little bit, but it's also a history that supersedes any other forms I had previously mentioned. And I registered on NYC Transform on January 12th. But like I said, I didn't post anything, whatever, because I just want to see more stuff because nowadays that form, the website of the forum, have changed to a lot because some people is I will say putting I will say is the whole bus community is going up and stuff like that, and I want to be part of it because that's something I really love doing because I really love buses and that's how I do it. I don't go around take a picture of every other buses, because it's not because of me, because of how I am. But at the same time, I also look at stuff to remember, Also, I saw some pictures that I see from the private buses. And as soon as I saw show my friends it, whether they're from college, high school, whoever, they say, "Yo, man, I remember taking this bus. I remember all this." They talk about stuff back in the day. Even my parents or my parents or my relatives who've been in this country longer than me, or even before I was born, look at it and just remember all the times they used to have and talk about what kind of fare bucks, what kind of stuff they have at the time. So my situation is this. It was my birthday. October 6th was my birthday. So you know what? Let me change my setup. Like, you know what? Let me try a form. So I posted up something. I read the forms here and there, but I never, like I said, I never written a form. I never do all that stuff like that. So I wrote a form concerning all these right. This piece of paper right here is all these bus routes that I created from when I was younger till now. Some is axed off because certain buses that I believe that it can help the bus easier has been, in other words, technology is increasing exponentially. So when I look at this, some of this I really like, and some of them I think is a redundancy. And as I got older, I learned about headways, run times, rush hours, morning, all the stuff like in terms of frequency. But here's my situation. As soon as I put on this, I got a couple of people saying, "I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not this. My English structure sucks." So I repeat myself a whole bunch of times to explain to them I was up doing this from 12:45 in the morning all the way to 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm running on between when I was put it this way when I was finished I was 20% efficiency, which means I was like running on 20%. That means in layman's terms I'm running between E and like less than a quarter tank of gas. By the time when I was up doing this, I was at least like about 50%, 60% efficiency. So from that point on, I have to write down every direction of each destination B going to destination A, and destination A going to destination B. When I write the stuff like that, it opposites and inverse from what am I doing. So some people didn't understand. Some people say my English structure sucks or whatever. And normally, if it was like something to do with writing in English or whatever, I'm like I said, I'm not a scholar. I'm not a English. But like I said, my thing is finance and math. Sometimes my English structure sucks, and I deal with it. But to a point that we in a shift that the English language is no longer gonna be valid anymore at this time. And like I said, I got kind of offended because not only I was more mad because my birthday week I want to do more, but instead of that, I'm getting this whole structure with the no LOL LMO. What is what? One of the people who posted my forum, put stuff like that. Now here's some people who've been in the forum longer than me questioning no LOL, no element, LAMO, or whatever. I don't use those things. I'm not gonna go write a structure or whatever. If you don't understand what I'm saying, you can send me a private message and say, "Hey, man, I don't, how you know how to do it through a map." I said, "Listen, I don't know how to do it from a map." Like I reiterated before, it's my first time writing a form. I haven't used the account. All I did is open an account and go look through different forms and stuff. I don't respond to forums. I'm not gonna go waste my time and make a map and go through a headache of writing all this stuff unless I had help. And I simply said, "This is my first time being on the. This is my first time being on the NYC Transit Forum, and Caitsith810 is one of the moderators for that moderators for that forum." And I listen, I'm new. I don't know how to do it. Just simply show me. He said, "Okay, cool. If you have any questions, ask me." And I told other people who've been there, like, I'm not gonna name any other forum members because they already know who they are. So if they have a problem with me, they could come talk to me. They could come talk to me, and we'll sell this like men in terms of how we're gonna prevent this from going on. Because there's gonna be a young people like me. I'm 27 years old. I just turned 27 Friday. There'd be other people younger than me who love buses because of my structure. Some people's structure is hell lot worse than my structure. And basically when you belittle me, you're gonna belittle whoever is gonna be after me, even younger than me, to a point that it's gonna be a point that this forum is not gonna exist anymore to people that is gonna lose interest of any other buses that they have done or they have ideas. Sometimes some ideas can be, can suck. Sometimes to make good ideas, you have to have sucky ideas first to improve on it. So those ideas want to be stronger. But but there was one guy. He told me SBS LTD whatever. And he had a problem with Jamaica. Let me give you a history. And the funny thing, I look at the person's bio. They from Florida. I cannot people judge states or cities transportation because I don't live in that city and I don't know how to run. So I don't know. But if you live there for a long while, you have an idea. Everything's changed. Technology's changed. Everything's changed. Everything will be a shift as I see it right now. So my situation is I'm gonna make different videos containing these things right over here. I understand there's a little bit. I got a little message over there coming. Well, I'll write it. The reason why I write this because it's very simple. I'll write down the directions. Some people still don't get the directions, and I tell people, listen, I'm not gonna go all ham for a man. I don't work for the MTA. I am not a private PB. I'm not a wannabe. Even though I want to have my own bus lines when I was younger, when I was like 8, 9, 10 years old, to a point it costs money. Everything's changing, so we don't know of how the economy is. I explain it straight down. If you have a problem with my sentence structure, if you could have told me about the run times, whatever, that's why I say I need your advice on this. But instead of focus on what the bus form is about, you focus on my sentence structure, which is understandable. But you remember, you're gonna have a new generation of people who's gonna be talking like me, or even worse, and you're not gonna understand it to the point that the form is gonna decline of people who's young who love buses just like you guys do, or especially me. I'm not disrespecting the forum because if it wasn't for this forum, I wouldn't be looking at stuff. I would not be reminiscent of what I had back in the day. But I also want to tell people, and I don't tell Caitsith810 if he's still listening to this video, because this video will be posted on my Proph Talk YouTube page, and if you want to have a discussion about it, we can do a video discussion because, like I said, he's a nice dude and stuff like that. But the problem is, I have other people whatever is a senior moderator or other people who's in that forum. Because of them, I don't feel like going to any other future forums since I'm be judged of instead of my ideas. I understand as all running stuff like that. This is not school. This is not college. This is a forum. A forum is something that we put our ideas out. Some ideas may be like, whoa, here, or some other form maybe that, I'm interested. That's why I'm gonna make different videos concerning each bus route and why these bus routes need to be on and why bus routes should not be on. So that's all. That's why. So this is gonna be the video to Caitsith810. If you want to have any, if and also I don't want to disrespect the NYC transit forms, but sometimes when this happens, it has to be regulated immediately with stuff like that. I understand, like I said, my sentence structure may suck, and I also say, do not bust my child. It's my first time writing a form. It's not like I write a form like this and a whole plethora of it. Then you can say something, but it's my very first time. And plus, it was my birthday. Plus, it was my birthday weekend. Just chill out. That's all I'm gonna say because of the other people who respond to it, make it bad for people like me or other young people who love buses like for you guys, not gonna be interested to a point. It might, like I said, it might be a decline of people coming in, or even if they come in, they're not gonna go answer any form or make a form. And to a point, I don't know how to delete a form, or I don't want to delete a form, or hell, just delete my account because I feel like if this forum life gonna work in terms of me, a new person who never did a forum before, who just did a forum for the first time, get backlash for not even for what ideas I have, and also make memes about it. I'm to a point that I want to close my account for NYC Transit forums and never do another future for whatever is the forum I'm talking about right now, any other future forums, because of the lack of respect, because somebody cannot verbalize a certain way. So that's all I have to say. If you have any question or anything, hit me up on PTL. Hit me on my PTL page, which is on Proph Talk, or hit me up on my Facebook, which is Rick the Prof. If you have any question, anything, hit me up. All right, peace.